How many of you are here? Three.
All haunted places have a story to tell. It can be tragic, it can be scary, and it can be very dangerous. This is Colin Browen, and these are the Paranormal Files.
Macon is a pretty small town when compared to the likes of Atlanta. But Macon has quite the history, and in the Civil War, it was actually the official arms producer for the Confederacy. But in the center of Macon lies a very historic hotel that was once the house of a notable Maconite. Well, I don't know if you call them Maconites, people from Macon, whatever you want to say. This is the 1842 Inn. And when we rolled up to this house, we couldn't help but notice how undeniably spooky it looks on the outside. Soon we met up with somebody from the hotel to give us a tour of the place, explain the history, and welcome us to Macon.
Hi, I'm Charles Olson. I'm the general manager here at the 1842 Inn in Macon, Georgia. And the house was originally built in 1842 by John Gresham and his family. John Gresham was a lawyer here in Macon. He was a past mayor of Macon and went on to serve in the Georgia Supreme Court. The house was then bought by the Adams family, not the Snap Your Fingers Adams family, but the B.F. Adams family in 1900. And then the house was expanded to its current footprint by them. That was completed about 1902. We do have one additional facility in the back of the property as a guest carriage house, and that was originally actually on Vineville Avenue, which is just up the road from the inn, and suffered a house fire. And then rather than the entire property being destroyed, it was taken apart and then reassembled and rebuilt here on our property in 1983. We might want to kind of just move over to the... Let's see, so we do have our courtyard here in between the main house and our guest cottage. As mentioned, was moved here in 1983. Interestingly enough, in the guest cottage, we have had a couple of odd things happen. Don't know whether it's associated with the fact that that structure had sustained a fire back in the late 70s, early 80s. We've had our maintenance manager has had his hair pulled in there, just a quick tug on it. He's got a little longer hair. That happened, but there was nobody in the room. We've had guests a couple of different times actually talk about the fact that their sheets were yanked off of them in the middle of the night, or had just been pulled down real suddenly on them. So, but then there was nothing in the room. A couple of odd things that have happened in the guest cottage. We've never had those kind of stories, any kind of interaction in the main house. We've had in the John Gresham room upstairs. We have had times where the guests claimed that they put their shoes in the closet, and then when they came back, the shoes were out of the closet, or the closet door opened, and that sort of thing in the middle of the night. In the early part of 2020, prior to the world shutting down due to the pandemic, our maintenance manager and our guest services manager were standing right about here as we were renovating 2 rooms here along the back wall of that opened to our courtyard. They were talking about the circuit breakers and where certain circuit breakers are for various lights. And so as they were discussing it, we have a panel that is here on this wall, but there's another panel that's upstairs. And when that conversation was happening, Keith Bryan, our maintenance manager, goes, that box, that electrical box is upstairs. And he pointed at this light. And when he pointed, the light cut off while the others were still on and came back on. And so that was one of those, there's a lot of stuff that happens in this house that is somewhat inexplicable, but in that particular case, it was both of them would tell you, they kind of looked at each other and said, "Did you just see that?" And that it was one of those weird moments. Very similarly, about that same time last year, I was out looking at our dogwood room, which opens to our front veranda, which we're redoing the bathroom in that right now. So it has a brand new vanity top, brand new shower in the room. And I opened the door to the room and then walked in, looked at something. When I walked back out, the deadbolt on the door was fully deployed. And so I went to just shut the door, and it would normally just close shut, but instead, bam, it hit, looked back, the deadbolt's out. There's no way that could possibly happen. And even looked at the security footage, because we have security cameras around the front of the property, and nobody came to the door, nobody deployed the deadbolt or anything like that. But the door just happened to be right in line with the column, so we couldn't actually see at what point it got deployed. So very interesting happening. Funny thing about that was about early part of 2021, that same thing happened to our maintenance manager. So that's the same instance, same thing that happened to two different people at two different times.
Wow. Crazy.
In late 2020, we had a housekeeper who worked for us for a very short while, but she was of Haitian descent, and she was tending to some of our amenities, which we keep room supplies in this chest. And so she was working here and had not been working for us for more than 2 weeks at this point. Came downstairs and said, "Oh, I was up, do you know where some supplies are?" And I said, "Yes." And she said, I didn't bother that little girl upstairs." And it kind of made us turn our heads a little bit, because over the years there have been different reports from different people who claim to have seen a little girl here with a rubber ball of some sort. When she came downstairs, she said there was a little girl upstairs, but I didn't mess with her or mess with her ball. And at that point, she'd not been working with us long enough to hear that story or anything about it. It's not really talked about too much. So for her to just volunteer that information was interesting. She also talked to guests who were staying in the neighboring room and asked if they had seen that girl. And they said they hadn't seen any child up here that morning, but they had the night before. So that was something that was kind of bizarre, but she was working here, and the girl apparently walked out of our John Gresham room and went across the hall into the Macon room, and that was it. So just one of those bizarre stories that have happened, but we have had reports of from our maintenance manager and from another front desk employee who were here one evening, and it was a quiet evening, and they heard a thumping noise. It sounded like somebody was bouncing a ball on the floor or against the wall, and they went through the whole house, couldn't find it, but you could hear that sound, just the thump, thump, thump of a ball hitting.
Who do they think the little girl could be?
One of the thoughts about it is that the little girl may be the daughter of John Gresham, the gentleman who built the house in 1842. Most of the things that happen seem to be more tricks. Things like deploying the deadbolt on a door, lights flicker at the opportune moments. You know, the only being that people claim to have seen consistently is that little girl. And so in terms of just a presence, she would probably be the number one presence.
Any final thoughts? Anything else?
Yeah, I think it's pretty much, I don't really truly believe in paranormal stuff. I'm not one who's going to sit here and tell you that ghosts don't exist, but I'm not going to sit here and tell somebody that they're crazy for believing that there are ghosts and haunted type areas. So as I like to say, everybody's welcome here at the 1842 Inn. We prefer paying guests, but hey, if we have one or two that live here and keep an eye on the place for us, then all the better for us.
Awesome. Great, man. What's up, everybody, and welcome to tonight's edition of the Paranormal Files. Now, Jeff and I, Papa Spooks and I, we're here in Macon, Georgia. We left Sioux Falls where we were this morning at 4:30 in the morning. That's when we got up. It's been a very long day, but we're finally here to investigate this historic property behind us. You guys have already heard the history from the interviews that we conducted earlier, and we're just gonna hop right into the investigation. Now, we've been in the building for a while setting stuff up. We're about to go start recording on the static cameras that are downstairs on the lower level of the hotel. And I can just tell you guys, just straight off the bat, that there is a feel of almost an old haunting, some sort of a spirit that's been there for a while inside of this building. I kind of get the feeling that there's just something there. I don't know if it's intelligent or not yet, but I can feel it in my chest just sitting inside of the building. So,
Supposed to be some activity in here.
as you can see right here, we've already set up a static camera facing the SLS camera. So if you guys don't know what the SLS is, it is a piece of technology that's able to track figures in the environment. Usually it'll track a human. If they're standing in front of the camera, it'll show your arms, your head, your feet. But the theory is that this piece of technology that was invented to track humans can basically pick up on other sorts of forms and entities in the environment. So we've got that running here. If something appears in this room, we'll capture that on camera.
Let's just show you. Colin, see, now you've mapped out already. There you are. So that's how you map out. And yeah. So
hopefully at some point this camera will, jeez, tight squeeze, pick something up.
Okay.
And then let's go over to this other room in the house. Over here, this static camera. This camera is not a SLS camera. Obviously, it's just a basic static. But we're going to turn on right here the infrared. So you can see right there, we've got the infrared shot of this room. There's the IR illuminator.
Yeah,
So you can turn it on.
We gotta turn the light off over there before it gets dark.
Yep. So I'm gonna hit roll on that.
Okay.
And now we're ready to go. So I think we're gonna start upstairs, we're gonna get the devices out, and then work our way down here as the night progresses. So, you ready to go up there?
Yeah, and we have been, like I said, it's already 3 hours in, so.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Let's get up there.
Immediately on the static camera, we picked up an orb flying in the room while we were still in the room. So we turned the static camera on. I haven't looked through all of the footage yet. We actually post all of our static camera footage raw on Patreon for you guys to look through. But if you'll notice here, most of the footage from this static camera is clean. There isn't any flashing, there isn't anything weird about the video. But at a certain point, when Jeff and I are upstairs, we started to pick up this weird black flashing to the right side of the frame if you look over there. I don't know what this is. I don't know what's causing this. I'm not claiming that it was paranormal, but it's weird. I don't know how to explain it. It's not like that in any of our other shots or with any of our other cameras.
So we're upstairs at the inn. We've set up right here in this room, as you can see, these two motion sensing lights right here. These are new devices that we just bought. There's a third one down there right when I pointed at it. That was strange. So those are gonna pick up any motion in the room. They work with IR in the dark. That's when they actually work best.
Oh, that's weird. Anyway, go ahead. Remember we had something fall?
Yeah, we had something fall in there when we were setting up.
Okay.
Weird. Then I've got motion sensing balls over there, cat toys, that when you touch them, look at like this. they illuminate. And the concept is with this hallway is now, look at that one going
Yeah,
on.
that's what I said. I don't know why. Okay.
Those, and that's weird because look, you can't set it off even if you walk close. That's really weird that that one just went off.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I told you before, though. It's like someone's coming up and back
Yeah.
to that. That's why I think we gotta sit.
Yeah, no, we're gonna sit down. But just to explain this experiment, since this is a stairway and people would have in the day been coming up and down these stairs, going to these rooms, going over there, this would have been a area with a lot of motion. So by placing these sort of devices that track motion, we're trying to, in effect, set a trap for the ghosts or the spirits. I'm gonna place a REM pod over here. That's the final step.
Is there another REM pod somewhere, or where is that?
Let's take this other REM pod.
Because this is where the little girl's been seen playing with the ball.
Yep.
So that's where we're hoping.
That's why we've got the balls set up here.
I'm hoping that she kind of comes out and wants to activate some things.
Did you see that?
Yeah, I did.
That was an EM hit on the green.
Yeah. Wants to activate some things. Wants to activate some things. Well, let's get down. Let's sit.
Weird. I got my camera.
Where's the, it hit again. Look at, calm. The green's hitting.
What?
Where's the, it hit again. Look at, calm. The green's hitting.
Let me pause this for a second. So in the footage from Jeff's camera, I don't really believe in orbs, but let's just say that I do believe in orbs for a second. In Jeff's camera footage, you can see an orb kind of fly from the right side of the frame into my back, and almost the exact second that that happens, the REM pod starts to hit on the EMF detector, which is not the temperature gauge, it's actually picking up on a phantom EMF frequency that just walked near it. So I don't know if these two events are connected. We didn't really pick up on any other orbs the whole night. I just thought this was interesting and needed to be pointed out.
So, Papa Spooks is right here.
Yep. Yeah.
That light is bright as hell.
Is it too right? We can go half, I think.
Yeah, we should do half. Yeah, so.
I think we need to just
Sit.
yeah,
For a little
and be
bit.
still, just not talk.
Okay. So, we're gonna begin the investigation. We're sitting on this bench. All the motion sensing stuff is over there. We already had REM pod hits and the motion ball going off at the top of the stairs, which is interesting. So, if there's anybody here in the home that we're in right now, if you were a mayor, if you were a young girl, we've set up some toys. There are some balls you can come play with. If you were the mayor,
The what?
the mayor,
What's that?
the guy who built this place was the mayor
Gotcha.
of Macon.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I don't know what we could, I don't know what we could entice a mayor with, but
Well, I think we're kind of thinking more of a young girl. She's what's been seen here.
yeah, we'll focus on her. If you're the young girl, don't be afraid of us. We just want to hang out and play or do whatever you'd want to do. So,
Or anybody else. I mean, this used to be a slave home. And I mean, you've had a number of people, obviously, since 1842 that have lived here. But again, like you said, a little girl playing with a ball has been seen by a number of people up here over the years. And that's why we're out here. But also, it could be the mayor, or it could be a slave, or it could be another person living here. You don't know.
can you come over and hang out with us if you're here?
This is also very strange. So as you can see in this footage, I've paused it and replayed it. I'm not moving in this shot, but there's a tapping on my microphone. Now, I don't know if this is the spirit of the little girl being,
you know, fixated with my microphone. I've got a fuzzy dead cat is what they call it in film school on it. I don't know if she thought that was a toy or an animal and was tapping on the microphone, but this tapping noise was just really strange to me when I was editing the video. I noticed it for the first time.
This is funny, like father, like son. Look at how I'm sitting and look at how Jeff is sitting. That's kind of cute.
You know, keep in mind.
Okay,
We're far enough away here. You know, we've got the activation bars with up to 9 feet. If they detect motion, the lights will come on. 2 REM pods. We've explained that. And
I've got 4 of these cat toys, but they're, again, motion activated colored balls. So anybody that's here, Colin and I are here just to kind of like get any kind of contact with you. We're completely friendly, especially the little girl. I think you like to play up here, it sounds like, so come out and the noise.
yeah.
So come out and try to make some of these lights go off, or the sound go off for us. What do you think, Colin? Want to ask something?
Is there anybody here? Is there anybody here with us in this house? Can you walk up the stairs or walk over to my voice? I know you were just here a couple seconds ago.
You know, sometimes I kind of feel like maybe, you know, a lot of places we go to, it's almost like it has to stew a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I've been doing this for like coming up on 4 hours, and it's probably not as active of a place as we've been.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, just the way it is.
But that doesn't mean that it can't
No.
be.
No. Oh, there's the REM pod. Just the REM pod. Just yeah, right. The one right in front of us.
That you?
They made that. That just flickered.
Is there anybody here with us in the home in general? Is there anybody here that has something to say? Can you come over towards us? We did not hear this at the time, but listen to this clip. It is terrifying. I picked up on the microphone audio a very eerie, very quiet laugh. I don't know if this sounds like a kid or an adult. I can't really tell, but the laugh is definitely there. And when I heard this for the first time when I was editing the video, I was definitely spooked.
Don't be afraid of us. I mean, we're really honestly just here to try to make contact with you, just to like hear you out.
I'm new spirit box.
Yeah, I don't know why. Yeah, I've just got like a, I get weird little thing, you know how it goes, but I get like my chin, and underneath my chin feels kind of like tingly numb. You know, I like my tongue down. It sounds weird, but that's kind of the stuff that happens to me when I think like something's gonna happen. Either it's like my ringing in my ear, or a little bit of facial, like numbness. I'm fine, you know, health-wise. It's just I feel that just a little bit in my head. So it's like there's something here, but.
You're just waiting to make its presence.
Yeah,
It's kind of like
that's
sitting there.
what I mean. It's a waiting game, and if it's going to happen or not. but I think. Yeah. I think it's more in my room where the girl picture's at.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, that's where we've had 3 things now move or fall. But I kind of feel like there's actually something here. And not
Just don't know what it is.
not sinister, you know.
Yeah, I just feel like it's more like there's something, some kind of energy. Also, I just got so hot sitting here. I'm like sweating all of a sudden. Can you see it on my face?
No. Oh, you got really fuzzy.
Like in the last like
Huh.
4 minutes, I got so
That's
sweaty.
bad.
Okay, we're gonna do a spirit box, everybody. You know how this works. Okay, whoever's here with us, feel free to come through. If you're here with us, can you just say yes or hello or hi? They'll still be playing. All you gotta say is yes or hi or hello. A ghostly guitar. Is there anybody here with us? Can you just say yes or hi or hello or what's up? Stop. Do you not want us here? I don't know. Why don't you want us here if that was you?
3. Come out.
Come out. Are you a man or a woman? English woman. How old are you? I heard 7 too. Can you tell us your age?
Can you say that again?
8. It's right there, yeah. Right there. Why don't we walk over here and do it? Are you here in this bedroom? Was this your old room? It was. Almost. Were you someone that lived here? Nine. Can you tell us who we're talking to right now? Who's in this home? Scratch. Who's here in the house with us? Can you tell us your name? Here, switch it. I heard go, please. Okay, so we've been doing this up here for quite a while now. We're gonna head downstairs and see if we can get anything on the spirit box. It's pretty dead though. Yep.
Serious?
Yep. Static camera's dead already.
Let's see.
Interesting.
What? How is that possible?
Why don't you sit and ask a couple questions in this room? Here.
Our camera is completely dead, so there must be something here. And can you 2. Did you hear that? Can you say how many of you are here again, please? How many? There's 4. Did you hear it? Can you say maybe one of your names? Okay. How many of you are here? 3. Interesting. I wonder if it kind of could be where they come and go. Also.
Yeah.
There's a few. If there's 2 or 3 or 4 people, entities, they're kind of fighting here. Okay. What do you think, Colin?
If you're in here right now, are you the little girl? I'm not hearing. Let's go walk the other room.
Okay, that's still on.
Yeah, this one's still rolling.
Really weird. It's the same cameras.
Can you tell us if you're good or bad?
You know, I'm kind of wondering, Colin, if you let this run out, right? I go get the other battery and let that run out. We're done. And then we put these on the floor up there and just let it go.
Yeah.
We go in our rooms and that's it. And then we can finish up in the morning.
Yeah. So, just to kind of explain too, we've been here for a long time. Hours, nothing crazy happening, not even any real intelligent contact. And we're not going to add stuff into the videos to make it more exciting. What we're going to choose to do at this point, not only because we got up at 4:30 this morning and flew to Georgia and drove here, but because we're not getting anything, we're going to end our physical investigation right now. Leave all the cameras running to see if we can capture evidence. We're just going to call it a night and get good sleep so that we can get good investigations tomorrow as well. Nothing crazy happened here tonight. And we are sleeping here.
Yeah.
So if something happens in the middle of the night, we'll be able to see it and hear it.
So do you want to let these roll and finish it in the morning? Like saying,
Yeah. I think we should bring this camera upstairs, let this one roll, and then we should both keep these cameras with us in our bedrooms in case something happens when we're sleeping and we can talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then we can save some battery too.
So at about 3:40 a.m., after we had gone to bed, we had been in bed for at least an hour at that point. The static cameras picked up these strange orbs. You can see in the footage before that there's no orbs. And then suddenly these 2 orbs enter the frame. And the moment that those orbs enter the frame of the camera, the motion detector lights actually go off in the hallway towards the camera, almost as if something is walking right towards the bedrooms. Now that is weird to have those orbs be moving in the area of the motion cameras and then have the motion detecting lights actually illuminate. But strangely enough, only about 15 minutes after we recorded these orbs and the lights going off on the static camera, Jeff woke up in his room and started filming because he heard a very creepy noise in his bedroom. So I'm going to cut to his footage now.
Okay, guys. Just, this is odd. Shit. I'm just waking up here. Right on the money, 4 o'clock. Oh my gosh. Okay, I heard something drop over here. Not sure. Okay. That's weird. Did that look like a head right there? Thought I heard something drop over here, but hello? That picture right there is the little girl, and I thought I heard something drop in this area. I don't see anything on the ground. That was a little creepy, I would say. If there's somebody in here, can you say something that I can pick up on the camera here? Okay, if there is somebody here, I'm going to try. We didn't get much earlier, but I'd like you to say something into this device. Tell me your name and into here. Whoever it might be, if you're here. I'm going to leave this run for a little bit. I thought I heard something just right over here underneath this picture in this area. Something drop. I don't see anything, but I'm going to set it down here on the bed. Okay. Say something. What else? I know it's late, but if you're here, right up there is the picture of the girl that supposedly is seen. Show yourself. Say something into this device. Not going to hurt you. Okay. Let's grab this. I'm just going to try. I apologize. Oh, it's definitely a cold spot there. That's very weird. That dark spot. What the heck? And can you show yourself? Can you come in front of this screen? It's kind of weird. There's kind of like some patchiness showing up there. I have no idea if that's anything. I'm gonna go to bed. I mean, if you want to make noise, go ahead. If you want to show yourself right now in front of this, now is your time. All right, folks. I tried. I don't know what's going on. I'm shot, but I heard something over in the corner there. There we go. Jeez. Okay. Well, if there is somebody here, I don't feel like you're harmful. I'm gonna go to bed. I can't. I'm not gonna be shot tomorrow, but I'm not gonna show myself. Sorry, I'm actually in bed. But to kind of summarize it again, I thought I was kind of almost asleep, and I thought I heard again something over here drop about 3 times earlier today in the room. From out in the hall, we heard something. I don't see anything on the floor. That is the picture of the girl in the middle that has been seen. I don't know if there's a connection or not, but I did want to see if maybe I can get a response. Good night.
It was a long night for us at the inn, and at the end of the day, to end this episode, when we were in this city, we wanted to head to the Rose Hill Cemetery, a very famous burial ground in Macon, in order to pay respect to a couple of rock and roll heroes and legends that both Jeff and I grew up loving. We figured that since we were here in Macon, where the Allman Brothers really got their start, and this is where Dwayne and Greg are buried, we're gonna go visit their grave and leave them something.
Blue sky. Today, look at.
Yeah, blue sky, just like they talk about.
I love that sun.
Also, this is a very interesting cemetery that we're in.
I would say the cool thing about the Allman Brothers too is historically, as we're walking here, they knew enough not to fly the Confederate flag way back before it was, not even talked about. I mean, I think that's just like respectful. Okay, what first struck me, you come over here and the Allman Brothers, Greg, he could have a mausoleum or whatever you want, but just think this is the place he picked, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, and the train is right there. It's kind of like going back to the roots of just the common man, blue collar, hard worker. I mean, it's what he's about. And this, I'm sure, is really pretty, obviously, when it's blooming, but still, it's still the railroad tracks and those shitty old buildings and shit over there. You know what I mean? That's pretty cool.
Really says a lot about a person's character.
But this is it. You know, facing that. The highway, old shitty part of town, a railroad right there going by.
Crazy.
I think it says quite a bit.
Dwayne Allman, Raymond Oakley.
They've been gone since 71 and 72.
Yeah.
That's been a long time, man. He died Greg died in 2017.
So we like to usually leave memorials to people that have died. We've done that for various murder victims in the past, like in Villisca or Redwood Falls. Today's a bit different since Greg and Dwayne had such a impact on my music. I wanted to leave them a couple words.
In my high school, and I'd say junior high through high school.
Greg. So I said, here's my little note. Greg and Dwayne, thank you for what you did. Thank you for your beautiful music and your positive, inspiring outlook on life. Keep on keeping on, brothers. Never stop rocking. So I'm gonna leave them a little note.
Okay. And anybody online, hey, go to YouTube and just type in Sweet Melissa and watch Greg Allman sing it with Jackson Brown. I love that. I love how he smiles and looks, and he's looking happy.
What'd you write?
Well, it's not too poetic.
It's okay.
Simple.
From the heart.
Thanks for the influence on me as a young rebel. Hope you're happy, man. That's it.
That's beautiful. What do you mean not poetic? That's
Okay.
actually really beautiful, dude.
Well, that's it. We'll slide it under by yours.
Leave them their little tribute.
I'm gonna put this thing on top.
Hold it down.
Yeah.
Well, just like the Allman Brothers, we're rambling men. Seems like we got to get
Lord,
on.
I was born a rambling man. Da-da-da. Trying to make a living and
Doing the best I can. When it's time for leaving, I hope you understand. I was born a rambling man.
My father
Was a gambler down in Georgia. He wound up on the wrong end of a gun. And I was born in the backseat of a Greyhound bus, rolling down Highway 41. Lord, I was born a rambling